You're never going to have a life in the UK if you come that way, and I hope that that will keep people coming in the first place. However, major states, people will team as his chief of staff. Now, Conservatives are furious about this. They were all up in arms on Monday in the Commons, saying that it shows she's not impartial, and also worrying about what kind of government secrets she might be taking over to the opposition. It's all with the senior appointments watchdog Aqaba at the moment. I mentioned that maybe that'll come up in Prime Minister's questions, so that's what that is. And of course, still thinking of COVID, we've got all those leaks of WhatsApp messages from Matt Hancock during the pandemic, so there's plenty of material for MPs to ask about that.
And lots of pressures on Simon Case as well. Tax cuts, cost of living, a week ahead of the budget.
Yeah, this time next week we will be talking about the budget. It's next Wednesday, so we'll probably hear a lot from MPs about what they're wishing for. Probably more about help with the cost of living pressures, more money for the NHS, about training doctors and nurses, and then maybe some Conservatives asking about tax cuts to try and boost a fragile economy.
I'm going to let you just get back to kind of preparing to weave us through, because I know you've got a list in front of you of the questions that are supposed to be. In the meantime, I'm going to talk to Charlie Rowley, who's former advisor to Theresa May, Michael Gove sitting opposite me. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, welcome.
And Eleni Correa, who's from the Politico Playbook newsletter. Eleni, hello.
Hi, Mother.
Okay, so we're trying to do something a little different today. I don't know how... See, Charlie's got his little notebook in front of him. Eleni, what have you got in front of you? Have you got a notebook or a dabber or a bingo? A laptop. Okay, fine, don't drag on that then. But what we're not going to try to do is almost play a bit of PMQ bingo. How do you feel about that? Should we give it a go? I'm thinking we get some topics or phrases, because Susan's outlined kind of the issues that are going to be discussed, but I'm thinking there are always these phrases, some which annoy me to goodness knows how much, but because they're repeated all the time, and topics. So, Eleni, give me a topic, something that we should look out for, that if we had a bingo card, we could go, yep, that's been said.
Well, I think that Keir Starmer might decide to go on the cost of living, actually, because this is the last sort of PMQs before the budget, except for the one directly before, which, kind of nobody really... It's just too soon for the budget. And I think he might use the phrase kamikaze budget, which he uses a lot to refer to Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng's budget before they resigned.
Yeah, slightly different circumstances, though. Do you think it will land as well?
Well, I think from Labour's perspective, they're always trying to remind people of that as a kind of way of convincing the public that they are better equipped to handle the economy than the Conservatives are.
Charlie, I've seen you writing down. We're hoping you're not copying Eleni's answers.
well, Eleni and Susan are far more qualified than I am, I'm sure, to know what's happening in PMQs, but I've done my best to pick a few topics.
Well, neither have a crystal ball, but I think we've all watched it enough, haven't we, to kind of get a feel for things. What do you think will come up? And give me a phrase.
So I think on the topics, as I say, the other two have highlighted them perfectly well, but I think the two that I've chosen are the Hancock WhatsApps. I think they're inescapable, particularly around what was the discussions around advisors advisors and the former health secretary, and the whips withholding funding for the new intake of 29 MPs who might not have voted for the lockdown restrictions that the government were putting forward, withholding projects that they wanted if they weren't going to comply with the government.
When you were advising Theresa May and Michael Gove, was what